Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane. I am a luxury travel advisor based in Vancouver, Canada. And today I have just boarded the Holland America Line's Nieuw Statendam here in Civitavecchia in Italy, just outside of Rome. So I am so excited to be bringing you along on this Mediterranean cruise. It's called the Adriatic Dreams. It's an 11-day sailing round trip Rome. And I'm so excited to show you what the ship looks like, some of the things you can do here on board, the dining, the entertainment, and also, of course, the ports. So let's get right into it. I am in a veranda stateroom, so let's start off with a room tour. Let's go! For this cruise, I was in Verandah Cabin 6211 on deck 6, which is the Mozart deck. This cabin does connect, however, I didn't notice any residual noise coming from the cabin that was beside me. On either side of the bed, there was a USB outlet and also a North American style electrical plug. The room was quite spacious, especially for one person, and there was lots of storage. I really do appreciate these Pinnacle class ships as they do have a lot of storage with built-in wardrobes, and the safe was large enough for my MacBook Pro, which is a 16-inch laptop. There was also a mini refrigerator in the room. It was stocked with some chargeable minibar options. However, you can ask your room steward to remove these. In the closets, there were my 2 beach towels, 2 robes, and also the laundry information. Again, lots of different storage, even under the ice area. There are 2 cupboards, which typically on Alaska cruises you will find your blankets. However, these blankets were actually stored above the couch in the overhead cabinets. The desk area I used a lot as I was working while I was on this trip, and it did feature USB, European, and North America outlets. There was also a makeup mirror and hairdryer in the first top drawer. The veranda was also, again, very spacious, and I really like how Holland America has the chairs with also the movable footrests, which I really appreciate. Now let's take a look at the bathroom in my veranda stateroom. The bathroom itself, again, very spacious, and I really like how they have the multi-tiered areas to put your amenities to the left. There is a shelf for storage underneath the sink, and I loved how large the shower was, with also a retractable clothesline, and also there was a step in the shower. The washroom amenities were also from LMS. Afterwards, it was time to do my safety at sea, or my safety briefing. So Holland America still does the safety briefing in your own stateroom, and then you go to your muster station and check in with your key card. Key cards are actually found when you board inside your door message slot, so don't be alarmed when you don't receive them when you check in at the port. Holland America also makes sure that your room is tidied twice a day. So in the morning, you'll have your room tidied for the day, and then at night you will have a turn down service where they will also deliver the daily for the following day into your stateroom. I also really took advantage of the coffee and free breakfast in the morning in my stateroom. It was just a really nice, relaxing way to start my mornings, and it is complimentary. You can actually order 24-hour room service to your stateroom at no charge. Now let's get on with the ship tour, starting off on deck 1 on the Holland America Nieuw Statendam. Here on deck 1 midship, you will find the art gallery. They have many different art events throughout the cruise, including your typical champagne and art auctions. Heading up to deck 2 forward, we will find World Stage. This is the main entertainment spot on board Holland America's Nieuw Statendam. Here during the day, there were various X-talks, as they call them. Also, mostly on the sea days, you would find various different informational talks. And I really liked how the entire stage area was wrapped around with these LCD screens to really kind of add to the presentations that were being given. It really kind of put into perspective a lot of the entertainment, and they utilized it really well in a lot of the different performances. Just outside of the World Stage on deck 2, you will find Rolling Stone Rock Room. Again, there were nightly performances here, and the bands that they had on board were really good, and a lot of people got up and were dancing. Across the way from Rolling Stone Rock Room, you'll find Billboard Onboard. This was really popular for trivia events. Also, they had the dueling pianos here. And again, the entertainers that they have on board Holland America, they are really good quality. I really enjoyed spending time here, and also because it was Holland America's 150th anniversary, they actually had a really special happy hour on sea days with pricing from the past. So a gin and tonic costed me 50 cents. Yep, 50 cents. It was also interesting to see that Holland America Line actually worked with a distiller to create their own gin. Notes is located in between Billboard Onboard and Rolling Stone Rock Room and offers whiskey and scotch tastings. A little bit more midship, we come across BB King's Blues Club. Again, entertainers here were incredible. BB King's is also home to the Orange Party, so on one evening during your cruise, you will have an opportunity to dress up in orange and celebrate, dance the night away to a live band. Also here at BB King's, they had some presentations and some enrichment talks. Next to BB King's Blues Club, you will find the jewelry shops. So down here you will find Effie, and also next door is a duty-free perfume and cosmetics shop. On deck 2 midship in the atrium, you will find the Pinnacle Grill, which is a steakhouse-inspired specialty restaurant here on board Holland America's Nieuw Statendam. This is open for dinner and some lunches on selected sea days. Across from Pinnacle Grill, you will find Ocean Bar and the dining reservations counter. This was a great spot to relax before having dinner in the evenings, and was also the main setup for some of the formal evenings where you could get photos taken. If you did want to book additional dinners, the dining reservations counter was set up here in the main atrium area just beside the Ocean Bar. This desk again is exclusively for specialty dining reservations that are an additional charge. Just off the atrium on deck 2, you will find Rudi de Mer. This is another specialty restaurant specializing in seafood, and some of the seafood towers that I saw being served here were absolutely incredible. I have yet to try it, however, I've heard great things from clients and guests who have. As we walk along deck 2 to the aft of the ship, we will come across Taste, which is the wine tasting venue on board Nieuw Statendam. Across from there is Club Orange. This is a paid program that includes priority embarkation and disembarkation, eating at this specialty restaurant just for Club Orange passengers and also suite guests. and also room upgrades, special events chosen by the captain, and a few other benefits. The dining room is at the very back of the ship, or the aft of the ship, on decks 2 and 3. It's an absolutely gorgeous dining venue, and I actually did go with early dining. However, Holland America offers early, late, and also open dining, so you can be a little bit more flexible with your dining schedule. These are some of the meals that I had over the course of 11 days. The dining room here is open for breakfast, some lunches on sea days, and of course dinner. The dinner menus did change daily and never repeated themselves over the course of my 11-day cruise, which I really appreciated to kind of keep things interesting and fresh. The portion sizes I felt were a great size, not too big, and they did accommodate for any dietary restrictions that you might have, including vegetarian, vegan, and other options, including gluten-free. On deck 3 aft, you'll find the photo shop. Here they have an actual studio space, and Holland America Line doesn't actually print photos anymore for you to do previews of photos you might have taken at the gangway. Everything here is actually electronic, which definitely is a bit more sustainable. On deck 3 midship, you will find the Grand Dutch Cafe. I ate here a lot during my time on the Koningsdam. Here, because I was in the Mediterranean, I didn't really take advantage of it too much. However, it is a great place for coffee, and they do have some snacks available here as well. So if you do have a beverage package, this is also a bar in the evening, so it is a great spot to relax before you head to dinner. On deck 3 midship, you will find guest services. If you have any questions about your onboard account or anything like that, this is where you would come to get answers to those questions. The godmother of the Nieuw Statendam was actually Oprah Winfrey, and the one thing that you will notice around this ship is the artwork. The artwork around is absolutely amazing, and you can actually do an art walk around the ship, which I found to be really interesting. As we walk forward on deck 3, you will find more shops. Now here is where you will actually find more of the Swarovski crystals, some handbags, and all the Holland America Line merchandise. Again, as they were celebrating their 150th anniversary, they did have some special collector items. And also, if you didn't know, Holland America Line is working with the Pickleball Association, so you could actually get a pickleball racket here. That, of course, was unique to Holland America Line. I will say that the merchandise they had on board was actually really classy. It's some of the merch I would actually probably wear myself, and I did purchase a couple things. I did purchase a reusable mug here, as it was just a really pretty Dutch-inspired print that I felt was great for travel. Across the way, they have another shop that is non-Holland America merchandise. So here you'll find some just regular tops, dresses, swimwear for women and men. And it's great to have this on board in case you need something. They also had a small duty-free where you could purchase alcohol and whatnot here. Then you will find the casino on deck 3 forward. It was a pretty large casino and very well utilized at night. There is a new separation so that the cigarette smoke doesn't go downstairs into the Rolling Stone Rock Room and Billboard Onboard, which I really appreciated. Even though this area was pretty well ventilated, you could still somewhat smell a little bit of cigarette smoke. The fitness center is up on deck 9 forward. Again, this is huge. It's located at the front of the ship, so all the equipment has great views out the front as you're sailing along. I did use it every morning, and they had plenty of different machines. They do offer some paid classes as well, such as spinning classes and yoga. I didn't take advantage of any of these, however, they are available to book. They also have Greenhouse Spa and Salon, which is a full-service spa, and they offer salon services such as pedicures, manicures, and whatnot. And this is actually free for everyone to use. Not many people realize that, but the sauna is located here as well. It is not part of the thermal suite, and it is a beautiful sauna. It was always empty, so it's a great hack of mine to actually come and use the sauna if you don't have a thermal suite pass. I did actually buy a thermal suite pass, however, because this was at the very end of October into November, so I did want to have access to this area in case we were met with some not so good weather outside. By pre-booking the thermal suite before I actually boarded the ship online in my Holland America account, I was actually able to get the 11-day thermal suite pass for $149 US, which is the same price as a 7-day cruise pass. So I don't know if this was a glitch in their system, but it was amazing that they actually honored it. So highly suggest booking the thermal suite ahead of time if you are planning on using it and not waiting until you actually board the ship. Also here on deck 9, you will find the main pool deck or the Lido Pool. Another one of my favorite things about Holland America Line ships is that they have retractable roofs on their pools, which means on a really nice day they can open the pool wide open to the outdoors, and if you're cruising places such as Alaska or if the day isn't so nice, they can actually close this and you can still enjoy the pool area. At the pool, you will find Lido Bar, which is one of the main bars here on deck 9. And next to it, you will find Gelato, which they do obviously ice creams and also paid smoothies here. You do have to pay for the ice cream and the smoothies from this location. Also on deck 9 here at the pool deck, you will find dive-in. I absolutely love the dive-in burgers and also the fries they do here. And it is a great place to have a quick lunch or pick-me-up after you return from your shore excursion. On deck 9, as you go into the Lido Market, you will find Canaletto, which is the Italian specialty restaurant here on board Nieuw Statendam. This area is actually open for breakfast and lunch as just additional seating for the buffet. However, it is a specialty restaurant at night. The Lido Market is a great buffet. Now, some of the items you can actually select yourself. However, another thing I appreciate about Holland America Line is most of the items they actually serve to you. So you aren't worrying about touching dirty utensils or anything like that. Just another reason why I love Holland America. Here at Lido Market, you will also find tea, coffee, and a water station. And they actually come around if you are seated and offer you some of the quote-unquote juices or lemonade or iced tea. So it is a bit of self-service, but they also do serve you if you are seated. I ate here a lot for lunch and had a great salad after I explored the ports. If you are looking for a little bit of a sweet treat, they have the sweet spot here in the Lido Market. And they do offer gelato, which you do not have to pay for. They had obviously some regular choices and a rotating specialty ice cream that they offered. At the very back of Deck 9, or the aft of the ship, you will find Sea View Bar. Here there is a smokers area, so I didn't really hang out here too much. However, there was some additional seating on the other side for the Lido Market, so it was sometimes nice to grab your meal and eat outside. The Sea View pool is technically an adults only pool, and there are 2 hot tubs here as well. If it was a nice day, they did have some of the complimentary classes held here out on deck, such as Zumba and Tai Chi in the morning. I actually sat up on Deck 10, which you can get to by just going past the Sea View Bar and going up these stairs. You'll find a great seating area outside here, and it was a great view to the pool deck down below. On Deck 10 aft, you will find Tamarind and Nami Sushi, which are 2 of the specialty restaurants available on board Nieuw Statendam. I actually did eat here during this particular sailing and really enjoyed my meal. Tamarind is a Pan-Asian cuisine restaurant, and you can also dine at Nami Sushi and watch them make fresh sushi right in front of your eyes. There is also a quaint little bar here called Tamarind Bar, which if some of the other bars are a little bit busier, this one tended to be a little bit quieter. My meal here at Tamarind, again, was really good, and I have to say other than Pinnacle Grill, it's one of my favorite dining choices here on Holland America Line when it comes to their specialty restaurant offerings. On Deck 10 midship, you will find Club Hal, which is the kids club available for children aged 3 to 17. You can definitely pop in and see what type of programs they're offering on your specific sailing. As we move forward on Deck 10 towards the pool, you will find Panorama Bar. Another complimentary dining venue on board Nieuw Statendam is New York Deli and Pizza. Here you will find some sandwiches, salads, and pizza, which you can eat here poolside or take your pizza back to your stateroom in a box, which I did for a movie night in. Here on Deck 10, you will find these first come, first serve complimentary use cabanas of sorts. It was a great place to come and read a book while enjoying some of the sunshine. Also here on Deck 10, near the pool area, you'll find a ping pong table, and behind the TV screen, these are actually showers with change rooms. Up on Deck 11, you will find a jogging track. And just off the jogging track, there is some outdoor fitness equipment which you can use. Also on Deck 11, you will find a sports court, which is great for basketball and also pickleball. Pickleball is now available on all Holland America Line's ships. Just down a deck on deck 10, you will find the quintessential cruise game of Shuffleboard. Heading up to deck 12 forward, you will find one of my favorite places on board a Holland America ship called the Crow's Nest. Unfortunately, my footage actually corrupted, so I don't have a lot of video of this area, but it is one of my favorite areas of a Holland America ship. Also here on deck 12, you will find the Retreat, which is a paid cabana area. You can rent cabanas here for the day or for the duration of your cruise. You can check availability and book a cabana in your Holland America account before you actually board the ship. In your account online, it'll also have the pricing as to what it would be for your particular cruise. And don't worry if you lose track of time while you're on vacation, Holland America has you covered by letting you know what day of the week it is inside the elevators. So now let's go through what my itinerary was. So day 2, we actually spent a day at sea and actually saw Stromboli erupting as we were cruising by. It was really neat to see. A couple hours later, we sailed through the Strait of Messina, which is the small area of water in between Sicily and mainland Italy. As it was a day at sea, it was a pretty relaxing day for me, and I enjoyed taking in a few of the informational talks they had around the ship, and also enjoying time by the pool. And of course, the thermal suite. Day 3, we arrived into Dubrovnik, Croatia. It started off as a pretty stormy morning and kind of went into the early afternoon. This was my second time visiting Dubrovnik. The first time when I was here, I actually did a Game of Thrones tour, followed by some free time exploring the city walls and having a drink at Lido Bar, which is on the outer side of the wall. However, today I just wanted to kind of take it easy and just explore the city on my own, as the weather really wasn't the greatest. My original plan of actually going up the mountain with the gondola was cancelled due to the fact that we were having really high winds today. I did enjoy my leisurely walk around Dubrovnik, and unfortunately, because of the weather, Lido Bar was closed. If you are visiting Dubrovnik for the first time, I really suggest taking a guided tour, as there is a lot of history here. And if you are a fan of Game of Thrones, they also do have Game of Thrones themed tours. A not so complicated and very reasonable option to get to and from the cruise ship terminal is actually just by public bus. It's only €3.19 and it's very easy to pick up a round trip ticket from a kiosk. Just be aware that you will need Euro cash. As you saw, the weather wasn't the greatest, so I did use the thermal suite, and the clouds did break up a little bit for sunset, so I enjoyed that from my veranda. As we sailed from Dubrovnik, the dark clouds rolled back in and we had a pretty epic thunderstorm as we sailed to Corfu, Greece. Now, I've been to Corfu, Greece before. However, this trip I decided to visit the old fortress, which I didn't see my last trip I was here. The price to enter the old fortress is only €3 as of October 2023, so I feel that that was really good value. I also did take the public bus into Old Corfu from the cruise port, and again, very easy and just costed a couple euros per direction. If you are looking for a good souvenir store in Corfu, this concept store only sells products from Greece, not from China or any place like that. I've actually purchased a few things from her in the past. And as we left Corfu, again, we had an epic storm again, and the thunder was incredible. I actually propped open my door to listen. The next morning, as we arrived to Sarande Albania, the clouds had parted and we were met with completely blue skies, which was perfect for my excursion with Holland America Line to Gjirokaster in Albania. Our shore excursion with Holland America Line to Gjirokaster took us through some amazing landscapes, which I did not expect Albania to have. It really actually blew me away. I would love to actually come and spend more time here in Albania and actually really discover this country more. In Gjirokaster, once we got there, we had a guided visit to the castle and also did a bit of a local food and wine tasting before having some free time to explore the town ourselves.
Day 6 for us was a day at sea, followed by day 7 arriving to yet another storm in Split, Croatia. It didn't look like the weather was going to clear, so I did wait until the thunderstorm had passed, and then I departed the ship for Split. It was a rainy morning, however, I did make the most of it, and it was so good that about an hour into my discoveries, the blue sky had started to arrive and the clouds opened for a beautiful afternoon. Split is another really beautiful historical city and also another filming location for the Game of Thrones. As a luxury travel advisor, my clients typically receive some added benefits when booking vacations, hotel stays, and cruises through me and my team. I'd love to work with you as your travel advisor. If you don't already have one, you can contact me using the link found in the description box down below or at my website at wanderlustjourney.ca. We then made it to Bari, which was day 8 of our cruise. I've always wanted to come to Puglia as it's been on my bucket list for so long, so even just spending a few hours here in Bari really gave me a great introduction to the area, and I definitely want to come and spend more time here. I did a small group tour exploring the old part of Bari and then did some exploration on my own afterwards. after we departed Bari, we spent day 9 at sea before arriving into Messina for day 10. Here I did another short excursion with Holland America Line called In the Footsteps of the Godfather. So here is where Francis Ford Coppola actually used a few of the small towns here on Sicily to film some of the trilogy of The Godfather. As a Godfather fan, I actually loved this tour and highly recommend it if Messina is part of your Holland America cruise. I've personally been to Taormina before, so this was a great opportunity for me to check these smaller towns out. Our last full day of the cruise, we were anchored off the coast of Sorrento, Italy, which meant we could tender right into the port down below. Again, the weather really wasn't the greatest in the morning. However, this was my third time to Sorrento, so I really didn't feel like I needed to do much of the touristy things that I had already done on previous visits to Sorrento. So I just took the opportunity to stretch my legs and head back to the ship and get some work done.
Well, friends, unfortunately, it is that sad time. It is disembarkation day, so we are back here in
Civitavecchia,
and I am all packed, and I am just about to head for my last breakfast here on board Holland America's Nieuw Statendam. I had an amazing 11 days here on board and really hope you enjoyed my review of the Holland America Nieuw Statendam. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I am a specialist with Holland America, so if you are interested in booking your own Holland America voyage, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself. I would love to speak with you. Again, you can find my contact details in the description box down below or visit my website wanderlustjourney.ca. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and please give it a thumbs up if you did. It does help support my channel, and also be sure to hit that subscribe button because my European adventure is not over. I am now heading to Venice, or Venezia, and I am so excited to show you what you can do and see in the area around Venice. So that will be my next episode, so if you're interested in hearing more of my European adventure, be sure to definitely hit that subscribe button down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!